Y'all, let me tell y'all how we went to the college party last night. They shot it up. It was me, Mara, and Alexia. Okay, boom. So we like, okay, bet everybody moved in. We might as well go to a party. So y'all, we go to the party. First of all, y'all, we get there, we trying to park. The men's like, it's $10, it's $10. Y'all, we never had to pay for parking. This is in the hood, like, what the hell? So I'm like, all right, cool, it's $10. So we just paid them $10. We parked, boom, get out. Now it's a long land. We finally made it in or whatever. We getting drunk, lit or whatever. So this boy had called me, and he was like, y'all finna stay to the end of the party. I'm like, nah, we finna leave. He was like, y'all will be dumb as hell if y'all stay to the end of the party. Okay, blase. So cool. So Mara was like, y'all, we finna leave at 1:30. Y'all, while 1:30 hit, and three other boys had walked up to us trying to talk to us. So cool. I'm saying a little too much. Okay, anyway. So, okay, cool, y'all. So we talking to them. And then as Mara and Alexia talking to the other two boys, they was like, y'all don't hear them gunshots. But y'all, I'm too busy talking to this other boy. I'm not even listening to their conversation. Next thing you know, I turn around while everybody running towards us. So I'm like, what the hell? So I end up ducking. Like, everybody get on the ground, we ducking. Y'all, why they shooting? Oh, Jesus. So I'm like, come on, y'all. I'm like, Alexia, come on. Y'all, we steady losing Alexia. She running everywhere. I'm calling like, Alexia, where you at? She like, I'm right here. I'm like, Lord.
So, gonna cry looking for
gonna cry. So I'm running. So Mara was like, Jalea, that's not the exit. Wait, before we got to run to the exit or whatever, why this boy gonna tell us, I don't know why y'all running
straight.
You right, talking about y'all straight. He trying to talk to Mara.
They always do this every party. Y'all straight.
He talking about they ain't shooting
with y'all.
For real, talking about y'all got me. We don't got nobody. So I'm like, boy, I don't know what you talking about. This ain't that. So he trying to get Mara number or whatever.
What's your name? Me. Put your number in my phone. As they steady shoot, you can hear the bullets. Put your number in my phone.
So I'm looking at Mara like, cause I ain't want to, I ain't want to get in between it, cause I'm like, I ain't even gonna mess up her motion. But I'm like, bro, we gotta go. They literally shooting. You trying to get a number? Mara trying to just get him the phone because he would not leave her alone. So I'm like, bro. So we finally got him away. Okay, cool, y'all. We running. I'm running the other way. Mara like, Julia, that's not the exit. That's not the exit. So I had to run all the way back. So as we running, it's security guard.
Again.
I'm like, what Alexia asked y'all? Why the hell I'm in front of the security guards, y'all? They got big choppers, all that, like,
it's they hiding right with us.
Yeah, so I'm right there ducking. I'm the only one right there batting. I'm like, and then I seen the police. I said, oh, y'all, we straight. Y'all, we done ran to the car. Lord Jesus, I'm so glad we okay. But what really made me mad was the boy ended up texting me, was like, that's what you get. I told you don't stay till the end of the party. But yeah, next time I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Do not stay to the end of the party. But we wasn't trying, y'all. We was literally finna leave at 1:30. I think the devil tried us last night.
The
devil did. But that's a little story time, y'all. It's gonna be a story time every day messing around with college. But yeah.
I don't know who the I was dating. For legal purposes, I will not be sharing any real names, so we're gonna call this person John. To set the scene, it's my freshman year and it's Valentine's Day. As I'm heading down the stairs, I hear somebody open the door behind me and it's like, excuse me. Excuse who? So he gave me his whole intro. Hi, my name is John. I'm a junior at Morehouse. I majored in blah, blah, blah. And you are just so beautiful. There's no way I could let you walk out of my life today. Like, ooh, we landed on thick. I was like, happy Valentine's, happy Founders Day, have a good day, goodbye. As I'm trying to end the conversation, he was like, wait. Will you be my Valentine? Like, can I take you out to dinner? I'm like, huh? Reminding y'all, this is my freshman year. I never had a boyfriend. I never had a Valentine. I'd never been taken out, like, on Valentine's Day. So I was just really in shock. This is the stuff that happens in movies. A random stranger comes up to you and thinks you're just so gorgeous that he has to take you out. That doesn't happen in real life. Like, we end up exchanging numbers. Great. For a little time context, my class was from 3:50 to like 5:05 and he wanted to go to dinner at 8:30. So all of this is happening extremely fast. I'm rushing to get ready and he texts me. He was like, I'm downstairs. I'm just like giddy with excitement. That didn't last long. I get to his car at the front gate and he doesn't get out to open my door. This man was in athletic clothes and slides. I thought we were going to Maggiano's. I don't think they'll let you in with slides. What is this? So he reaches in the backseat and pulls out this big old bear, this bag of gifts and chocolates and stuff. I wasn't expecting this, but oh, this is sweet. Maybe this won't be as bad as I initially thought. Red flags started piling up as soon as the car was put in drive. He complimented me the entire time. And I know you're probably thinking like, oh, Destiny, like you just can't handle a compliment. Imagine somebody every 5 seconds, you're so beautiful. You're so perfect. Bro, okay, I get it. Thanks. Y'all, we get to the diner. I was a server for 4 years. So me in the service industry, like, I'm cool with servers. I don't really play that whole being rude to people in the service industry. The hostess said there was going to be wait for a table, but I didn't mind because I think she quoted us like 10, 15 minutes. He goes, there's an open table right there. I'm like, whoa, player. We're not going to talk to her like that. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, we're going to wait to the table that you want us to go to is open. Because I know what she's talking about. Like, I know how this works. What are you doing? You need to apologize to her. He was like, I'm not going to apologize. I just want the best for my queen. You're who? You're what? Oh. We get inside to order, and y'all, the man ordered for me. So the lady was like, is that all? And he was like, that's it. I said, Miss Girl, come back. That's not what I want. What? I end up going in the bathroom, and I call my friends on group call, and I'm like, y'all, something is up. And they're like, girl, just go out, give him a chance. I go back outside. I try to give him a chance, and he's staring, not breaking eye contact. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I think I'm gonna Uber home. He's like, no, don't Uber home. I'll take you home. Like, I end up letting him take me home. As I'm telling my friends about this horrible experience, I realized that I'd never like kind of showed them who I was talking about. We had only exchanged numbers. I hadn't found his Instagram yet. I go and search his name. I search every rendition of his name. Nothing. Nada. Hold on, maybe I spelled it wrong. So I go back to our messages, see how he spelled his name. He told me that he was a Sigma that crossed his sophomore year at Morehouse. I'm like, okay. So let me just go to the Morehouse Sigma page and see if I can find him. Y'all think I found him? No. Let me not start jumping to conclusions. I go and ask him like, hey, do you have socials? Like, I know we didn't get a chance to switch socials. Like, he was like, nah, I'm not on social media. Isn't your major journalism or something like that? I don't really know how that works, but okay. I go back and tell my friends, I'm like, oh, well, apparently he doesn't do social media. All my friends are like, it's a good thing, you know, I like a guy without socials. That means he's not in the wrong answer. If you haven't figured out by now, I wasn't dating who I thought I was dating. He lied about who he was, and apparently I wasn't the first person that he had done this to, but I was probably the worst case of stalking he had done so far. If y'all care enough for me to continue telling this story, y'all will see the many ways in which his stories just did not line up, and I realized to this day I really still don't know who I was talking to. As a 23-year-old now, I would not let this slide, but I was 18, I was dumb, and I just kind of let the red flags fly, okay? And so if y'all don't learn anything from this, just learn to not be as dumb as I was. If you followed me for a while, you know that this story has a lot more parts to it and it gets crazy. So if y'all want to hear the rest of it, comment below. I don't know. I got 130,000 followers and I get 500 views. So it's probably going to be a good few of y'all that see this. But if y'all do see it, I love y'all. And let me know what y'all think. Who the fuck was I dating? Part 2. So after Valentine's Day, I really should have trusted my gut, but I didn't. The very next day, I'm chilling in my room at my desk, and all of a sudden, I see this white BMW pull up. There is no way that man is in front of my dorm right now. I go downstairs, I'm greeted by a bouquet of flowers and gifts. After his apology, I'm thinking, all right, we got a clean slate. Throughout the next couple weeks, he was texting me, but he would text me like he didn't have anything else to do. I'm like, listen, I can't sit here and text you all day like you're doing. This would genuinely make him upset. I ended up needing to prepare for a test or something like that, something that I really went off the grid. Once I went back to look at my messages after that full day of not talking to him, when I tell you that man called me everything but a child of God. The immediate response to me going off on him was, I'm so sorry. I just love you. Whoa! What do you mean? What you mean you love me? What are we doing right now? So I told him like, I really don't think we're in the same place. And he was like, don't worry, we'll get there. At this point, I'm ignoring him for the most part. When I got back from spring break, my RD was like, oh, Destiny, someone left something here for you while you were gone. I got a secret admirer. What you mean? Who left something at the door for me? Soon as I saw the letter attached, I knew who it was from. Thank you for the gifts and the flowers and all that, but I think we should go our separate ways. And he said, no. No. What do you mean no? I moved home for the summer. I literally did not respond to a single message from him. Let me tell y'all how this went. Every single day, I got a good morning text and a good night text that summarized his day. Maybe this man just needs an outlet. Maybe he really needs therapy and he just likes talking to himself. So I'm just gonna let it go. Turn my notifications off for his phone number and just keep my life going. As I'm moving back on campus my sophomore year. The same day that I posted move-in, my phone starts ringing off the hook. Wait, how do you know I'm back in Atlanta if you don't have social media? This school year is when things get really hectic. He is making his presence known all the time. I saw this man everywhere, parked outside of my building, multiple of my academic buildings, in my calf. How did you, what? By the time I made eye contact with him, that's when he would move. I feel like I'm being watched. I started getting flowers to my room every 2 weeks. Like, it was very like clockwork. He asked to take me out and I end up saying yes. I don't know if honestly it was me being childish and I was bored. Did I open Pandora's box? Ooh, I know the judgment's about to fly in. I really like Burger King. So I was like, let's just go to Burger King. Might need a couple trigger warnings right here. Ooh. All right, now that we've gone through that, picks me up, we end up going to Burger King. As we're going to Burger King, he gets in the line, he ends up accidentally tapping the person that's at the speakers. The person came out really calm. He gets out the car on 10. I'm like, oh, whoa. I called my friend, told her to put herself on mute. I'm like, listen, I need you to be here for this. He gets back in the car and is yelling, going off, and he yelled at me. And me being me, my attitude ain't that good, y'all. Then we end up in an altercation. You know anything about the state of Georgia, Georgia's like a no-touch state, so it really doesn't matter like what the scenario is. Something happens, you're both going down. Police officer that I was talking to was very empathetic with me and was like, I'm going to take you back to Spelman. So I ended up just being taken home. Nothing happened after that. I went to the Title IX office and I explained to them what happened. The lady was like, okay, what's his name? She goes, I'm sorry, like I'm not seeing anything in the system. I'm not seeing anyone that goes to Morehouse that has this name. What do you mean? I walked myself over to Morehouse. Nothing. I'm like, yo, I'm dating a ghost? That's what you're telling me? I start to think back. In his apartment, y'all, there's absolutely no Morehouse Phi Beta Sigma Nelia anywhere. Wait, you're a double legacy and you don't have nothing in your apartment? What? His excuse was, oh, it doesn't match my aesthetic. I can't do this. So I end up blocking him. He created different Instagram pages with 0 posts, 0 followers. He used text-free numbers to text and call me. It was just very intense. We go home for COVID and I'm like, okay, maybe the nightmare is over. You know, this man will leave me alone. No. All this keeps happening. And so one day I finally asked him about his identity. Should I have asked him a long time ago? Yes. I really just felt like if I left it alone and pretended that this wasn't happening to me, then I wouldn't have to deal with it. Y'all, I'm gonna include the screenshots somewhere in here. So pause and read, but I'm gonna include the screenshots. I already knew that he had been completely lying about the Phi Beta Sigma thing because I ended up messaging their chapter's president. I did. He responded, he said, no clue. All I need to know. Maybe there's still a chance about Morehouse in case he's under an alias. He ends up sending me a picture of his membership card in order to try to prove it. And then I noticed the chapter, it was a grad chapter. If you don't know, a grad chapter you can only cross after you've graduated college. So, okay, you've been caught. Can you leave me alone? He did leave me alone. So it just kind of became another part of my life. I didn't change my number because my number was my brother's old number. And it's just kind of one of the ways that I hold on to him. I still get calls from him every now and again. He watches my YouTube channel. He watches different things, which is why I never really post where I am while I'm there because I know that he still watches me on socials. He's probably going to see this. I think he saw my last one. I don't really care. Obviously, it's my story. What am I supposed to do? Not tell it? Who the was I dating? Because I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Bye, y'all.
Good morning, y'all. Get ready with me for my last class before spring break while I tell y'all my talking stage wrapped. While I've been at Hampton. So, first thing first, I'm just going to tell y'all a little background about me. I don't jump to a boy. Jump to a nigga. I don't jump to a nigga, right? Like, for me to like talk to you for real, actually no, because you get conversation out of me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm friendly. But for me to actually talk to you, be like, oh yeah, this my man, you gotta have like 3 things, okay? You gotta be like drop dead gorgeous, like face card is T, body real. Let me chill. Face card T, humor, you gotta be funny, and damn, that's my 2. But boom, so let me tell you. So I have like my whole, oh wait, how far back do I go? Okay, let me actually make a disclaimer. If hold on, I'm not talking about nobody in this video. I'm not bashing nobody. Well, actually, if you get bashed, you get bashed. You shouldn't have done this shit. Oh, y'all feel like gorgeous though. I may name drop. But honestly, it's not even really that much of an interesting story. I'm not gonna lie, it's not that interesting, but whatever. So starting off in pre-college, y'all, I jumped too quick. That's because I graduated from a high school that was ass. Like, that high school was fucking ass. The ugliest people. If you see this, you're ugly. I'm sorry. I don't like none of y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. Don't like none of y'all. Don't text my phone. Don't send this video because I will be up there tomorrow. So if you really want it, we can run it. Back to what I was saying though. Everybody at that school was fucking weird and nobody was cute. And I have a type. Black men. Tall, dark, charcoal men. So that wasn't really gonna cut it anyway. But when I got here, I seen this one nigga, right, y'all? Fine shit. Chocolate. I love chocolate. Fine shit, chocolate. My thing is, y'all, I've never been the type to talk to multiple niggas, like, ever. Like, I've never been that type. So, like, or, like, when I like something, yeah, when I like something, I like that. Like, it's not, I don't really have time to be talking to, like, you feel me? Like, that's what the difference between, like, women and men are, I feel. Like, when a girl likes something, she likes something. When a boy likes something, he like that. Or, like, I don't really know. I can't really put my finger on it. I'm not gonna lie. So, I met this boy. He was really fine, right? He was real fine. We would kick it, da-da-da. One night, I'm, like, walking home. Okay, a whole bunch of stuff happened in between this, but I'm gonna tell y'all this that really was like, what the fuck? Wait, nah, I'm gonna tell y'all some shit. So, I'm in the cab one day, and these girls are, like, sizing me up. Like, y'all, it was right after church. Like, they were sizing me up, da-da-da. So, I low-key asked the wrong friend about this. I'm like, girl, like, what should I do? She was like, you should text that nigga, ask him, da-da-da. So, this is why you don't involve your friends. Like, really don't involve your friends, y'all. It's, yeah. Oh. But she's like, text that nigga, da-da-da. So, I text them. I text, and I'm like, yo, like, pretty much, do you know her? Y'all don't know how much I want to go back in time and not do that shit. Like, for real. It was so stupid. But I like, do you know her? Da-da-da. He like, yeah. I'm like, you talk to her or something like that? Y'all, this man gave the sassiest fucking reply. He said something like, to answer your question. He said, first of all, I remember that. Like, he said, first of all, if I did, it doesn't matter. And to answer your question, no. Okay, shit, damn. Well, that hurt my feelings. You didn't have to say all that. So, boom. There was this one time I was walking home. And this was one of them days where it just was off-putting. Like, I already had an off-putting. Not about him, but, like, I was just, like, kind of like one of them blah days. Like, I remember I was in the stew, long as shit, studying fucking math. Why would I be doing that? Like, bitch, you don't got no moves. You don't get no pussy. Like, what the fuck? So, I'm just be getting ready. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm talking. But, so pretty much, he, no, I'm walking home. I even do a little TikTok on my way home. I'm like, oh, like, I don't know. I'm, like, real alone today. I get in my room. Mind you, my roommate is from where he from. So, this bitch, don't even get me started on her. If y'all want me to tell y'all a story time about my roommate from hell in the summertime, she's not really from hell. She was cool, but, like, it went bad. But I'll tell y'all a story time if y'all really want it. So, boom. I'm walking home. I'm like, damn. I get in my room like, damn, I've never checked the repost. And you know, you always check the repost. Like, I'm like, damn, like, I ain't never checked the repost, y'all. I checked the repost. It's like 3 videos in. I see a girl, like, as in girlfriend, boyfriend. I wish I could tell y'all more things that happened in between this, because it was just like, Leah, like, this some dumb shit. Like, this some rookie green bean ass shit. Rookie mistake. I'm on it, though. Trust me, I'm on it now, though. Like, y'all, I was so upset about that. I went and I told my friends, but the girl was actually cool at the time. She was messy as shit, so she went and fucking told. She went and fucking told people. Oh my gosh, and now I look like I was in a messy bitch. Apparently they weren't together, blah blah. None of my business. At that point, I was so shook. Grandma was fucking hurt. Cause what you mean? What the fuck you mean? Like, what you mean fine shit taken? But boom, that low-key hurt my feelings. Fake. Only cause like, what? But apparently he didn't have a girlfriend. I don't know. I don't really know their situation. But I low-key went digging, and y'all was still talking. So, well, like, or in contact or whatever. So, like, you know. But, okay. Boom. That happened. That kind of fell from the summertime, pre-college, to fall semester. But that didn't go on for too long. That was just like a live and learn type thing. Like, it was bullshit, you know. And so then, I ain't talking to nobody. Because, like, I told you, I got to have that instant attraction. Like, it got to be like, ooh, he's fine. Like, I know that's lust. I really know that's lust. And I know now that I low-key need to fix that. Because, yeah. But boom, NSO week come. Oh my God, I would have killed myself. So NSO week come, y'all. NSO week, I see this one boy walking home. We exchange numbers, blah, blah. I remember I didn't really talk to him for real, because I'm like, oh, he go ass nigga. But I remember he was like in my math class or some shit. And we would just be looking at each other. So we were like, might as well speak. Because I'm not, like, if I know, because, okay, one thing I know is, like, if a nigga want to talk to you, he's not going to talk to you. What? I might as well be like, what's up? Or something, like, I don't know. So, boom. We were chatting at first, then I stopped talking to him because I'm like, okay, he kind of go. But he was cool. So then we picked up back talking, fake. I'm not gonna say talking. I don't really call this a talking stage. Like, I don't even call me fuck with you. Like, if anybody asks, I'd be like, oh, that was bro. Like, cause it just gave friendship. Like, it just gave like homeboy best friend. But it was still like, at the end of the day, it was disrespect. I'll tell y'all. But it was just like friendship. Boom. Cause like, yeah, like we didn't even kiss. Like, it was like, that's cause I keep that shit real P. Like, I'm not playing. Cause I be knowing like, trying to kiss me on my mouth. Wait. So boom. Yeah, I'm laughing a lot because it be funny, but it's like, damn, like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, what? So we was kicking it, da-da-da. Like, we was cool. I remember vividly, it was like this day after I was hanging with him. And I was telling my friends, and my friend was like, you do not like him. And I was going for the bat. I'm like, y'all, I do. Like, y'all trying to act like, she's like, no, y'all, you don't like him. Like, if you would have liked him, you would have, nah. I really thought I did, but maybe I didn't. But I think I did. Like, he was funny. Like, he was cool. But, like, knowing me now, maybe I didn't like that, Because I would have, yeah. So, y'all, so, boom. This was like, this was like a Tuesday. Wednesday comes around. My friends in my room, fizz starts popping, bitch. Fucking fizz. Fizz starts popping. They like, oh, who fuck with who, da-da-da. I didn't have fizz at the moment. Like, I don't have fizz. So, like, I get a text message from him, and he like, they got you on fizz. And I'm like, saying what? And it said, who fuck with Leo on the cheer team? And he said, your hoes aren't P. He said something like that. But nobody fuck with Leo on the cheer team. Not even you fuck with Leo on the cheer team. So, like, what? But I'm like, you know what? Haha, funny. Y'all, we keep scrolling on fizz. My homegirl shows me this picture. She's like, oh my God, I know this girl. Bitch, why was it a picture of him and this girl? Like, and she was like, I'm the owner of this house, something like that. I'm like, nigga, you asking me questions about why I'm on fizz? What the fuck are you on fizz? Like, that, honestly, the fizz thing was like, okay, like, honestly, just free it. Like, but like, it's the audacity of you asking me why I'm on there. Nigga, why are you on there? I just sent him that screenshot and literally just kept it pushing. Like, I never spoke to him again. But y'all see, like, the luck I've been having? Like, it's just like, come on, bro. I mean, yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Like, I really don't be talking to niggas, but like, when I did, y'all was fucking ass, okay? And I get now, I guess, college isn't for relationships, but at least have a little bit of respect for yourself and other people. I'm not gonna lie, like, that shit's just wild. But I think they're still together. Don't be watching my page, bitch. Because let me tell you something. But yeah, and also I had a problem because I just don't like being backdoor. Like, I feel like your friends, I mean, they don't owe me no loyalty, but at the end of the day, it's just like, like, at the end of the day, I'm always gonna be like, yeah, that's all I got, y'all. I didn't even get ready for real, but I just had to tell y'all that a little bit.
Hi guys, so today I'm going to be telling the story on how I got jumped by my own cheer teammates at the Morgan State University. Yay! Okay, so these were girls that I hung out with. I can't even call them my friends because the red flags were there in the beginning. And I think the funniest part is that me and my best friend made a list, okay? Before all of this happened, me and my best friend had a list of every weird thing that was said, every, like, weird interaction, all of that. We had written it down because every time something was weirdly said from them, I would go back to my best friend and be like, should I feel some type of way about this? This is what this person said. And every single time, my best friend was like, what? Like, you let them? And unfortunately, yes. So after having that, like, conversation with my best friend and just, like, that realization, I started just, like, distancing myself from them. But then when I was around them, because my anxiety was so bad around them, I was always on the phone with my boyfriend, always. And the good thing about him always being on the phone is that he overheard a lot of the weird stuff. Like, one example is I was on the phone with him, and I was just, like, feeling cute. Like, I was dressed up, feeling cute. I was making faces at the phone. And then randomly, a girl from the friend group was just like, I didn't even know they made tote bags that small. I don't know if she didn't think I was I heard her, but I heard her and I kind of brushed it off. But my boyfriend on the phone was just like, what? Just like, huh? No, I can go all day about all the weird stuff that they said. But honestly, what bothered me the most is the fact that they would always talk about how my boyfriend was white, had so many jokes, just brought him up often, had this like opinion. And then they would just like make fun of like the way that I talked. And just like, I don't know, just downplayed me as a black person. And I felt like that was just like the most disrespect. And now we can talk about what started the initial harassment and bullying. But I'm sure we already know, because of a boy. So, my roommate was talking to a football player that was talking to another girl on my cheer team. Well, a few other girls on the cheer team. And that girl ended up being in my stunt group. So one day she asked me, and she's like, hey, do you know such and such? And I'm just like, yeah. She's like, do you know who he talks to? Me being the good roommate that I am, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I just know he's friendly. And we left it at that. So, after she had asked me that question, I guess after practice, she ended up meeting up with 2 other girls from the friend group. So she ended up asking them, I'm guessing, the same question that she asked me, and they ended up giving her the information that she needed, and then she gave them the information that they needed. So then we get a text in the group chat from those 2 other girls, hey, meeting in the lounge room, we got some tea. Okay, so we all meet up on the 9th floor lounge, and so we're all just waiting for T&M to come in, because they're like, oh, we got some tea, So they finally come in, and they're like, oh, this is what such and such told us. They've been meeting up, they met up this night, and which was crazy, because it was the same night he had came into me and my roommate's room, so that was just crazy. Mind y'all, I am on the phone with my man. I tell y'all, I don't go around these people without my man on the phone, like I don't do it. So they're all collectively talking just in awe, I guess. And then they're like, oh, let's go confront him in his room. And so that's when I took myself back to my room and got in bed talking to my man. Then my roommate comes in, and I'm like, oh, how you feel? Are you okay? She's like, Miss Nonchalant. She likes to act nonchalant. I don't care. I'm like, girl, you know you hurt. So then Jay comes into the room, and she's saying, we went to his room. Mind you, what was funny was, when I left that lounge, the only thing I heard in that hallway was giggling and laughing and cackling. That's it. It wasn't no standing on no business, no confronting. So at this point, I'm talking to my man again. And then Jay is like, oh, and Mayana, Kay said you were weird because T says she overheard S ask you if you knew who he was talking to. I'm like, okay, I didn't give her any information, so why does it matter? Like, why is it important? So I just ended up being straight up, and I was just like, yeah, I didn't say anything because I don't like being that he says, she says stuff. So I just keep my mouth shut. Like, I don't want to be in it. That's literally what I said. So they felt some type of way, so I kind of just like gave a look. But my roommate was just kind of like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, she just kept saying, like, I don't really care that she didn't say anything because it's not like we're, and like she kept repeating that. And at that point I was just like, girl, you care. So my man's on the phone. And we're both just confused because he's like, so they're mad at you because she asked you a question and you didn't give them any information. But the other 2 girls are the ones that ran their mouths. But they're mad at you. So we were both just trying to understand. We were really just trying to understand. But we were just like, oh, well. And we went to bed that night. So the energy was weird and stuff. They didn't talk to me at practice or anything. So then I was just like, okay, I don't really care. So I ended up just talking to my stunt group the whole time. Ended up going to dinner with them and everything. And I guess that made them upset. I don't know. So they ended up going out that night. Didn't invite me. Boo-hoo. Whatever. So I wasn't talking to them at all. But my best friend's mom ended up sending me a motivational text. And it was a text that I really needed because my mom was sick. She was just telling me, keep pushing, everything's going to be okay. And towards the end of her message, it was just kind of like, you know, don't let girls like pull you down, all that. Keep pushing. So I guess for some reason they just felt like that message was for them, but it wasn't. And so they felt some type of way. So now I have to tell you what these girls did to me in the room. Okay, so the moment you guys have all been waiting for, part 3. So I was getting ready to go to an event on campus because I was trying to be involved. And so as I'm walking down the hall, I see all of them, all of the friend group, and A decides to stop me. A, her name doesn't get brought up much because I don't talk to this girl. Even though we're in the same friend group, I don't talk to her. So she stops me and she's like, hey, so we all need to talk about this friendship. So me and Jay's room. And so I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm about to go to an event, so later. So I call my best friend just so she can be on the phone and just listen to everything that was being said in this room, because I didn't know what I was walking myself into. So I go in all cool or whatnot. It's just me and 5 other girls in the room. So I guess A was talking for the whole group or whatever, and she's just like talking at me saying, yeah, so we just felt like it was weird because you should have got information for us, and you should have told us this, you should have told us that. And I'm just trying to figure out who you were talking about in your message, because do you think I'm jealous of you? And so I had to stop her, and I was just like, girl, we don't even talk, so we shouldn't have any issues. And her response was, yeah, I know we don't talk, so we shouldn't, but I'm just trying to figure it out. And at that point, I was just like, okay. Mind you, my roommate's in the room, Jay's in the room, T and M are in the room, and K. Even though this should have been Miss Nonchalant, my roommate's issue, she didn't say anything. So then T asked, so do you think I'm jealous of you? And I just kind of ignored it. And A continues to say how she felt it was weird that I had gone to Jay instead of my roommate to ask her if my roommate was mad at me. Which was very funny to me because my roommate was mad at me, but she, to my face, she said, like I said in the other video, she had said, no, it's cool, I don't really care. But to them, obviously she was telling them she felt some type of way because they were treating me weird. So it was just a lot of hypocritical stuff going on, and I was just sitting there confused. And so T once again asked me, do you think I'm jealous of you? And so which I just responded, if the shoe fits, wear it. So this ticked T off. So T starts going off saying, I don't know who you think you are, Mayana, who you think you're talking to. I don't know where this even came from. So she's yelling at me, and then A and all of them are like hyping her up, and she continues to yell, and I'm just sitting here like, are you done? Like, one thing I know how to do is when you are calm, it just makes people even more mad. So then T is like, you just pissed me off, so I'm leaving. She ended up walking to the door and didn't even walk out. So at this moment, I'm irritated. And I'm just looking like straight face. Like, at this point, I just want to leave. And so she's like, so yeah, we heard that you said you didn't like M. And I'm like, where did you hear that from? Who? And I was just like, that never came out my mouth. I said, I don't like how she talks to me, so I don't like being around her. And a lot of the reason why I felt like she talked to me the way that she did is because, unfortunately, I allowed it. I allowed it, and I didn't set boundaries the first time she did it, so she got too comfortable. But what was interesting to me is she's over here high as a kite, and she's shutting down in tears. Like, she's completely just staring at the wall, shut down in tears. So like I said, I'm just confused because A is confronting me, I guess, for her. It was just a weird situation. So I end up getting ticked off because M called herself, again, after staring at the wall for like the complete whole conversation, she decides to get smart with me. At this point, I'm already annoyed, so I just start going off. And they're like, stop yelling, you don't need to raise your voice. Jay talking about something, why are you banging on my stuff? Mind you, they did not have this same energy when T was just yelling at me in my face. And so I was just like, so I ended up just getting out of there. And one thing I know, I just played like I was unbothered. And I was like, bye guys, have a good night. Really, same voice and everything. And halfway out the door, T decides that, yeah, this is my moment. And so she gonna say, get the F out. They're over here hyping T up, laughing like it was funny. And you know, I had a little pause, but then I was just like, it's not even worth it. And I just went on with my night. So part 4 is going to be about how, I guess, the coach tried to resolve it by having a team meeting, but it ended up turning into like an episode of Baddies or something. So now part 4 is going to be about how they decided to have a team meeting with the whole team instead of just the group of people that were involved, and it turned into an episode of Baddies. So I got a few texts from Jay today. What's funny is I wasn't even going to name drop. I was going to protect them too. But I guess she or someone created 2 fake pages and were just commenting under my Instagram post. I deleted them. But hold on. Yeah. Okay, so part 4. The question that I keep seeing frequently is, how do they see the message that my best friend's mom sent? At the time, they were still in my spam, and that's when I had posted it on my story. So now we're going to talk about the team meeting for the friend group issue. The night before the next day practice, we get a message saying, rookies, you have a mandatory meeting that you have to attend. So the next day comes along, and we're at practice, but then the captain, I guess, that was supposed to lead the meeting just said it was canceled because a lot of people couldn't attend, like the rookies couldn't attend due to classes. So then that's when I peeped Jay with a piece of paper in her hand, and she just lets out like a frustrated like sigh, like she really wanted this meeting to happen that day. So that's when I knew the next day was going to be some BS. And I was just like to myself the night before, just be prepared to defend yourself. So fast forward team meeting. So we're all just sitting in this room for like the meeting. So finally, someone decides to talk. And it was just about people not bringing in the speaker. And so I'm like, okay, maybe it's nothing about what's going on is about to be brought up. At this point, I was tired of talking about it. Like, I was moving on. So that issue about the little speaker, that was resolved in 1.5 seconds. And then Jay starts taking out a piece of paper out of her bag extra, all dramatically. So she's like, Mayana, here's reasons why I don't like you. I tell you, my face was just like, she can't be serious. Like, you were that bothered. And let me read off those 3 reasons, okay? I bumped into her friend at practice. She was referring to A. When she tried to talk to me at a game, I ignored her. And she doesn't like how I think I can talk to her anyway. So I'm like, if these are her issues, these can easily be resolved. So I turned to A and I'm like, A, what practice did I bump into you? Like, I don't remember ever bumping into you. She's like, it was just this one time at practice. So then I'm like, okay, I don't remember doing that, but I'm sorry. So then I turn back to Jay. And I'm like, Jay, what game are you talking about? Because I don't remember ever ignoring you. So she was referring to a game that was after what they did to me in that room. Why were you trying to talk to me like we were cool after what y'all had did to me in that room? So then I'm like, I don't remember you ever trying to talk to me, but I apologize. So me talking to her any kind of way wasn't addressed, but I kind of knew what she was talking about. So what she was referring to was, I don't know if I said this in the previous videos, but Jay would, after the meeting in her room, Jay would come knocking on my door and push past me go talk to my roommate. She had done that a total of 2 times. The 3rd time, I was like, I said this to her face. I said, you're not going to be bursting into my room being rude to me. Like, if you're going to do that, don't come into my room. So this is why I believe this is what she was referring to, because these are the messages. So you would think that would resolve everything, right? No. We started talking about the whole me not telling my roommate about the boy situation again. So we start talking about that again. So what's very interesting to me, the 3 girls that were talking to this football player, they weren't saying anything. They were the ones that should have had the problem, right? But the only 2 people that are speaking are A, J, and me defending myself. Make that make sense. They might have said a total of a few sentences, but after that, they were just sitting back watching as me, A, and J going back and forth. And for what? Over their situation? At this point, the conversation's being dragged, okay? So, we ended up getting kicked out of that room. So we ended up traveling around MSU campus to figure out how we're going to finish talking about this situation that didn't need to continue to be talked about. It really didn't. So then we find a spot, and so we're finishing what we got to say about it. Jay decides to be like, she's so heated. I don't know why she's so heated, but in the midst of all this, she's saying, let me move my seat before I slap the F out of her. Excuse me? And so then, here's when other rookies decided to voice their opinions on a situation that had nothing to do with them. So then this creates a back and forth within the whole team. One particular rookie, I'm not even going to give an initial. She's still on the team. She decided to voice her opinion on me based off of what the friend group, I guess, had told her, because when I left that group, she got close with them. So she had this very strong opinion. So I'm like, girl, the fact that you even say that when the first time you came around the friend group, the first thing you did was talk about your roommate, the one that you were supposed to be like this with, like, are you serious? Like, please don't do that right now. So then her friend or whatever called herself talking about not too much. And so then that's when my friend said not too much. So this just created a bigger conflict. So a meeting that was supposed to resolve something ended up becoming a bigger issue. So now we're on to part 5, and now we're going to talk about the actual altercation. So this is part 5. There will be a part 6 because I have to be very detailed in this video to clean up this narrative they tried to paint to, I guess, justify or to, I guess, make themselves look better. I don't know. So a quick PSA. I don't know which one of you girls are making or made those 2 fake accounts to text my boyfriend to tell him that I'm cheating on him or that I was cheating on him. Let's not make up lies here. Let's not act out of desperation. Just because what you got going on ain't going so good, don't ruin what I got going on at home. Thank you. So I forgot to add in one of the previous videos, but this is very important to add for what I'm about to talk about. So when they put me in that room later that night when my roommate came back, I had apologized to her. And I said, I'm sorry if you felt some type of way that I didn't say anything. Her response was, girl, you're good. I don't even know why they're so mad. Like, you literally didn't even do anything. Like, I don't know why they're so mad, but they'll get over it. So this is what she said to me. So I was giving out apologies before it even had to escalate to this. Like, I honestly, truly, I wish I didn't apologize as much as I did, but because I did, I think it shows how much I tried to prevent this. Okay, so September 20th, this is when my family, my mom, my sister, stepdad, my brother, they were coming down to see me. So this was a very exciting day for me, okay? My mom had surprised me the day before to tell me that she was actually coming because I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to actually have family there because she was having surgery the day before. So my sister, on the other hand, the only thing she knew was that I was not friends with the girls anymore and why. And her response was, don't even entertain that. So I had that because they tried to paint this narrative that I brought my sister and my brother down there on family day to come fight. Like, no. Okay, so they came down on September 20th. They were happy to see me cheer, and I was just happy to see them there because I was like, this is going to get me through the semester. So as we're watching the game, a parent of a cheer teammate ended up talking to my mom, and she was basically asking her, like, how do you feel about this? Because that cheerleader knew everything about them putting me in the room. She was there during the team meeting, obviously, and just like the whole situation in general. So she asked my mom, how do you feel about this? And my mom's like, I didn't know any of this. So halftime comes around. My sister coming at me looking mad. I'm like, what's she mad for? She's just like, so why didn't you tell me and mom any of this stuff was happening? And I was just like, oh boy. And so I ended up talking to my mom and my sister, and I was just like, you know, like, guys, don't worry about it. Like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. And my mom's just like, do you want me to talk to any other parents? Like, because I can't leave you while I'm 8 hours away and this is happening. Like, I'm not doing that. Again, my mom had just got surgery the day before. So I'm like, Mom, like, it's fine. I didn't want her to get stressed out. Like, she just had got surgery. So I was like, no, like, Mom, it's fine. So my sister was like, you know what? I'm going to just go talk to their parents and the athletes that are involved. So at this point, it's 11 o'clock and the game is over. Like, we're all hungry and we're not even thinking about any of that. So I had to go change out of my uniform. So my sister and my brother, they came with me. So my sister also wanted to change her shoes and borrow a pair of shoes of mine because her feet were hurting. So we're just going to my dorm to go get ready for dinner. Okay, so we ended up going into my room. My brother stayed outside, and my roommate and her mom were in there. So my sister was just like, basically, hey, I'm trying to figure out what the issue is, because when we left, you and Mayana, y'all were close, y'all were good. So why are you allowing people to come into the room to be rude to her? Like, why are you allowing that? Why is stuff in her room coming up broken, missing? Why is that happening? So my roommate's response was, oh, I had been told them stop coming into the room being rude to her. And then her mom jumps in. She's like, yeah, I was on the phone with her as she told them to stop coming into the room being rude to her. And then she's like, about the missing stuff, my stuff is going missing too. In my mind, I'm like, so people are just coming into our room stealing both our stuff? That's when I had stepped in and clarified a few things. And so we ended up leaving the room and everything was cool. So before we left, me and my roommate had said we liked each other or whatever. Just keep that in the back of your head. So before my sister left, she said, I'm still going to check the other athletes and their parents to see what the issue is. So it was just like, okay, that's fine. Have a good night type thing. And we left and it was cool. Okay, so we ended up just walking out. And so we're just heading down the hallway, about to go and leave for dinner. And so as we're heading down the hallway, what do you know? We see J.A., her mom, and her mom's friend. She's like, wait, is that her mom and is that the athlete? From opposite directions. And so my sister's just like, hey, so who has the issue with my sister and why? This is where I have to just add something. So what I guess we really didn't think about is that everybody is from different places, okay? Everybody takes confrontation different ways. Some people immediately get defensive and feel disrespected, and other people, you know, try to find a resolution. They were from a place that typically they take the they feel disrespected route. So surprisingly, the only person that said something was A. A's response was, so if we do have an issue, what are you gonna do about it? So it's basically just like a what, and then that's when Jay finally just starts barking. Her mom and her friend didn't say anything. That's why I was just so confused. So Jay's just barking at this point, and A and her mom's friend are holding her back. So she's super aggressive, okay? And my sister's just, I mean, she's exchanging words back because nobody's just gonna allow you to talk to them crazy. Well, I guess here was the problem. So my sister's obviously responding to her back, but she's not barking. She's not nearly as aggressive as Jay at this point. And for some reason, Jay's mom kept putting her arm on my sister's neck. And it was just uncalled for, so I was like, you don't have to touch my sister. And that's when I just grabbed my sister and said, come on, like, stop arguing with her. It's not worth it. So I guess that ticked Jay off even more. So she ended up grabbing my sister's shoes and threw them towards me and my sister. And so that's when my sister just was kind of just like, we just kind of looked at each other. And when I blinked, it was a bra. So part 6. I have to add something that was supposed to be in part 4. I'm missing very important details. But like I said, I want y'all to really see the picture of how bad this actually was. I saw the messages in the previous video about her coming into my room, right? So when I said to her face, stop coming into my room, pushing past me, not speaking, and being rude, she walked out of the room, and then that's when she decided to respond and send that text. So she called herself having, it was J-A-T, and the girl who I didn't really talk to, who had the strong opinion about me, in the little team meeting thing, they were outside my door. And they were chanting, well, not they, I just heard J and T saying, be mad, tell her, B, beat me up. If you know that song, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying not to curse. So they're taunting me through the door. But now that I think about it, my roommate was leaving the door cracked. So I say this to show y'all how Jay and them always needed the group to be bold. Now, back to the ghetto-ness that went down in that 9th floor hallway. Okay, so somehow I had Jay. I don't know how, but that's why I'm very surprised she would text my phone on that. So as I have Jay, something tells me turn your head. So I have her like this. I turn my head. What do I see? Jay's mom having my sister by her hair, falling to the ground slow-mo, okay? And then I see A taking her opportunity to hit my sister as she's already in the chokehold by Jay's mom. And then I see another familiar face. Now, before I continue, I need to clear up another narrative that they're trying to paint. They're trying to make it seem like my little brother was putting his hands on them. First of all, my brother knows not to put his hands on any girl at all, okay? And him, as well as other football players in that hallway full of chaos, were trying to break up the fight. If he was putting his hands on one of y'all, I think one of the football players or any of the males in that hallway, that would have been the first thing they took care of. Unfortunately, my brother is not a fighter because Jay put her hands on him, and he had every right to put his hands back on her, but because the way he was raised, he didn't. But I really wish he did. And there's also footage, so I'm guessing that's why they didn't bring it up in the hearing. But y'all around here telling people that he did. Oh, okay. So now let's continue the story. So that familiar face was my roommate. Where did she come from? I don't know. Amidst all this, me and Jay get pulled apart. And so that's when I lunged at my roommate. As I'm going towards my roommate, Jay and A are hitting me in the back of my head. In that moment, I didn't feel it. So this is based off the footage. So I started lunging at my roommate. And as this is happening, Jay and A are hitting me in the back of my head. Then my roommate turns around, lets my sister go, and then she starts hitting me. In that moment, I'm just like, girl, protect your face. It's 1v3 at this point. So we ended up fighting a total of 2 times. Jay tried to sneak me and my sister as I was looking at my sister's eye because she had a cut right here from her mother's jewelry. But it didn't turn out the way that she thought. Anyway, so at the end of the fight, I'm picking up my stuff. Jay is still barking. So I'm picking up my stuff. She's still barking. The only thing coming out her mouth is, "You're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly." So then I just look at her and start laughing in her face. Like, what am I even supposed to say to that? Let's not play here, girl. Like, I swear she was waiting to get that off her chest. This made her angry. So she's like, "You're laughing? You want to go again?" She didn't run up again. And I just picked my phone up off the ground and we headed towards the elevator. So that's the end of the altercation. But what is crazy to me, y'all want to know who texted my phone all confused about the situation after it happened? My roommate. Texting my phone all innocent, talking about some, "I don't know why this happened. I'm so sorry." Get off my phone. And her justification for jumping in the fight is, I tried to break it up and someone hit me, so then I started fighting. But the video showed you came out swing. Oh, okay.